What is going on, family? So I'm going to talk about how a raw vegan diet changes your view towards cooked food. So I've been doing this stuff about on and off since like July of this year, and the longest period of time I've had it was about 33 days, and I'm back on it. I was on a little bit of Whole Foods um, for a little while, but I feel better on raw most of the time. Like I'll eat fruit, I'll eat vegetables, whatever it is. I'll eat some nuts, I'll eat some seeds, and I feel better than I do when I'm eating anything cooked. So I'm definitely noticing a big change in that. Like I'm more drawn towards raw foods, and then when I think that I want to cook food, it's just out of a craving more than an actual um, how do I say this? Just like feeling good. Like I feel better when I'm putting in a raw food. So this may not be for everybody, but what I'm noticing with my experience with this stuff is the more I do the raw, which I would say I'm probably about 85% raw, 15% cooked at that right now, and it's a big change, a big change. So it's definitely changed everything. My mind is much more clear. Um, I can meditate much easier. I can deal with pain and discomfort a lot easier. I'm much more patient. I'm more allowing than I am resisting. And this is really all to do with my consciousness, anyways, and not really just like, I'm not just saying this is because of the food, but, by focusing more on raw foods, that's kind of what's happened with my consciousness, if you know what I'm saying. So, this is still the beginning for me. I definitely plan to take this a lot further, but this is still the beginning for my raw experience, and I'm back and forth. Some days I'll feel like eating cooked, but then like an instinct is like, no, you need to eat raw right now because you're gonna feel better. And that's what my intuition is guiding me. My intuition is guiding me towards raw. And another hard part of this diet, and honestly, I would say this is the hardest part of it if you're trying to pursue this, is it's not really the food aspect of it. Like I went vegan when I was 19, and that was a big change socially and everything. But that's the same thing with this. It's like, okay, it's not just the food aspect of it, it's really just the social aspect because very few people do this in the world. Like I'm noticing the raw is not very popular at all, but it's starting to come up. Um, but the hardest part of this for me is the social aspect because if I do decide to pursue this 100%, like, um, the social aspect is going to be very hard. A lot of people won't understand the protein thing. Why are you not eating cooked food? Why are you not eating sugar? Why are you not eating these things? And honestly, like I was able to adjust to the social aspect when I went vegan, but this is even different. This is more different because like you just don't see it, and especially my age. I'm only 21, and I just turned 21, so this is the age when people start gambling, drinking, and me, I'm trying to pursue this raw path. At least that's what my intuition is guiding me towards. And I may go back to cook food if something happens, but I feel better on this most of the time. And by pursuing this path in a certain way, it's really weird because most people in my age group are headed towards the partying and the drinking and the stuff and working a 9 to 5. So it's tricky, It's tricky when I'm trying to, it's hard to fit in, and just meet people with a like mind. And I know there's raw people out there, but like at the same time, um, it's tricky, because I came here to this earth with this weird knowledge about, you know, do we really need food and water? But that's a whole other story. Um, but this type of stuff, and it's hard to relate to pretty much anyone in this world for me, and that's always been a challenge. Um, but yeah, like I said, my intuition is guiding me towards this raw lifestyle. Um, and maybe I'll go back to cooking. Maybe I'll go back to cook food if that's what my intuition says. But for now, it's probably gonna be raw. So if that's one of you that's confused about, why'd you just post a video about, you said you were cooking and now you're saying you're raw, it's because I feel better when I'm raw, and maybe I'll just find a balance. Who knows? This is a big change for me because by incorporating more raw foods, it's almost like I'm trying to go 100%, but who knows? So anyways, it's a big change. If you decide to do this, you'll experience a big change in your consciousness and everything. And it's very interesting. You know, um, you'll find yourself meditating a lot more and a lot easier if you had difficulty with it before. So yeah, that's just a quick one. Thank you guys for watching, and peace.